This video is going to take you through how to graph the different functions in your big graph packet. Some of the harder ones to find the different parts for. So we're going to go to our y equals first. Make sure you clear everything out. Make sure that you do not have any black boxes around plot 1, plot 2, or plot 3. Hit zoom 6. Make sure you can get a graph of a blank screen here. And then on the front of the packet, you'll notice that there's a way to set up your table. So if you hit second window, it's going to bring you here. I'm going to start at 0 and 1 here. Anytime your table ever is messed up, come back to this video and this will show you how to reset everything. Okay, so you're going to go to your y equals. First function that we're going to put in here is the absolute value function. You can find that under math, num, ABS for absolute value. Some of you, this will come up this way. Some of you will bring up an absolute value with an ABS and you would just close the parentheses there. Both screenshots are on your packet, so you can see the difference between the two. The two places you're going to go to record your information, you're going to hit second graph. That's going to bring you to your table. Now if you notice on the packet in your table, we just have to scroll back to grab the values for -3 to 3. You can see all of them here. You can copy them, plot them, and connect them. Now to make sure you connect it correctly, the other place you're going to go is your graph. Again, make sure you hit zoom 6 so that you get that standard viewing window. Also make sure to put arrows on the ends of each of your graphs because they do continue on forever. In this case, in both directions. Our next graph is a little bit easier one. It's the x squared. Go to your y equals. We'll change this one up. Clear out what you had before. Here's your x button, and then we have an x squared button that we can use. We can also hit the caret button, which is here. So we're going to first, again, second graph. Record all the points, and now this is actually good for those points as well. Plot them, and then make sure you select graph to connect them. So this is a little curvier. Make sure when you connect it, you curve it. Again, put arrows on the ends of your graph. Our square root function is going to come from the same spot. We're just going to hit second x squared. So again, clear this out. Second x squared. Put the x in there. If you had any other things to put in, you would scroll out of that. Now we're going to go again to your table to get your points. Notice the error messages. So we're going to have 2 error messages here. There's a reason for that. And then you're going to record your other values. Now notice I'm not seeing all the values that I want, so in this case you would have to scroll to find 4 and then 9. And then record those. Again, once you plot your points, select graph, make sure that you kind of make it look curvy the way this is. Put an arrow on one end of this graph. For your cubic function, you're going to do x caret, so to the third. Again, second table, or second graph to get the table. Now again, you may have to scroll back to get the points you're looking for. Record them. This one's a tricky one for graphing purposes. When you graph, you're going to have like a little curve. So what you want to do when you plot the points is curve it in as if you're going to graph a parabola one way, and then curve it back up as if you're graphing another parabola going the opposite direction. So make sure that the curves are going opposite ways. Arrows at the ends of your graph. The rational function we will probably do together, so we are going to skip that one for now. To put that in, all you would have to do is do 1 divided by x. There are some special things that happen here. So when you hit the table on this, you're going to see some error messages, or one error message. We're going to talk about what that means about your graph and this other information here. The graph isn't going to continue forever, although it should, so we're going to put arrows on the end and extend these out and add some pieces in. The next two are pretty similar, so I'm just going to do one of them. They're exponential functions. We have 2 to the x and 3 to the x. So the way you would type them in is the same. You would just change the base. So 2 is the base, x is your exponent. You can switch this out and do 3 to the x for the next one. If you select second table, second graph, you go to your table, record these values, plot them, and then when you graph, you want to make sure you connect them in a curving motion and that you don't go through the x-axis. This actually continues through this way. You'll probably do this a little bit together as well. And the last one that's not plotted for you is log. Here is the log button down here right next to 7, so log of x. Notice I asked for specific values in here, so we're going to hit second graph. There's a lot of error messages. We're not getting great points out of this, so I chose to go with 1, 5, and then 10. 10 actually comes out fairly nicely. So you're going to plot those 3 points. You may want to spread your y-axis scale out a little bit. And then we will answer all the questions after you get these graphs completed.